Greetings and salutations. In this quick video, I'm going to show you how to completely restore your leather article of clothing. It doesn't matter if it's a vest like this, a jacket, pants, coat, whatever you have. I want to show you how to do it at home with just common household products. The only thing you're going to need is rubbing alcohol. It doesn't matter what percentage it is. Isopropyl alcohol, this is 70%, but it can go up to 90%. Regular water, spring water is fine, distilled water. White vinegar is good. You don't want apple cider, you want white vinegar. An empty spray bottle, a little brush, and olive oil, preferably extra virgin olive oil. That's for the finishing touch. All right, and just a little bowl. I want to show you how to remove ink, paint, pencil, ballpoint pen, any kind of markings that you have on a article of clothing that's genuine leather. And of course you don't want to put that in a washing machine. It will ruin it, and especially a dryer. Yes, you can take them to a dry cleaner, but a lot of dry cleaners will not accept leather. And if they do, you better make sure that they're really good at it and show you some examples of work that they've done. Now this is from the 1970s, and I thought I was going to be cool and put a skeleton on there. I don't know how well you can see, but there is a skeleton right here because I thought it was going to be some kind of Harley Davidson biker or something. And do this method at your own risk. I haven't had any issues with restoring my own leather at home, but of course with everything there's a risk. All right, and the only thing you're going to need is rubbing alcohol. It doesn't matter, isopropyl alcohol, doesn't matter what percentage. This is 70%, but you can use up to 90%. In substitution, if you have nail polish remover, you can use it. It is a little bit more abrasive, but make sure that it's acetone free. So look at the ingredients and make sure that there's no acetone on it, because that could damage your leather. Now to rub it in, you could either use cotton balls, you can use a microfiber cloth, or you could use like a little sponge here. Just make sure it's clean. So I'm going to use clean cotton balls, and yes, you could actually use Q-tips as well. All right, so I'm just going to get a little swab of rubbing alcohol. We're not going to dilute it at all. I went ahead and poured it in here. Oops, got a leak on my container here. So I'm going to go ahead and do not rub it in. Do not put any force into it. You're just going to put either the nail polish remover with no acetone or rubbing alcohol like this, and try not to rub it in. Just let it soak like this. And what we're doing is we're not rubbing the ink further back into it. We're letting the ink that's on the leather to come up to the surface. Okay, I'm going to let that sit. But what we're going to do is we're going to let that dry for about 10 minutes, and then we're going to come back. Okay, it's been about 10 minutes. So I left the rubbing alcohol, isopropyl alcohol on here, and now we're basically trying to lift up the ink off. You can use paper towels, but I like microfiber. You could use a sponge, and what we're going to do is press and lift like this. Just hold on to it like that and press. And you should see some transference of ink onto your microfiber cloth or your paper towel. Okay, keep pressing. And you get the idea. That's going to remove the ink. I have white vinegar. It's got to be white. It can't be apple cider. It's got to be white vinegar. You can use water. It could be distilled preferably, or spring water or filtered. I got an empty spray bottle here that we're going to spray the jacket, and a cloth, just regular washcloth, or you can use a microfiber cloth. Even cotton balls will help. If you do not have white vinegar, you can substitute rubbing alcohol. This is 70% isopropyl alcohol, but even if you got 90%, 80%, that's fine. And what we're doing is we're doing two parts. We're making a solution of 1 part 50% water and 50% white vinegar or rubbing alcohol. And we're going to put that in our spray bottle. So the only thing you have to do is we're going to go ahead and do half water, distilled water preferably, and then we're going to do half white vinegar. And you really want a spray bottle. You can technically use cotton cloths if you don't have a spray bottle to dab. And you can keep it just in here, mix it up, and you can dab it. But you want to make sure that you do not rub it in the leather, because leather is not porous, it's semi-porous. So meaning if you get it too far into the leather, it might be hard to get it out. If it was regular cotton or cloth or whatever, you could put it in a washing machine. But you do not supposed to put leather in a washing machine, and certainly not a dryer. And so the idea is to lift the dirt off instead of rubbing it out. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this combination of vinegar and water, and we're going to try to lift the mold and the stain. Now, if you have a lot of mold, on your jacket, you'd be better to do this outdoors and wear a mask and gloves. But my mold here is not too bad. All right, and the only thing you want to do is you want to spray all the surfaces evenly. You can't hurt me in my room. Again, if you don't have the spray, you can get cotton balls and you can dab like this instead. But as you can see, the spray seems like it does more of a nicer uniform job as opposed to just dabbing with a cotton ball or a microfiber cloth. You can't hurt me in my room. All right, so after you apply your vinegar water mix, you don't want to let it to sit on there too long, and you don't want to soak the jacket. And I don't think I soaked it too much. As you can see, it's still semi-dry. And let's go ahead and immediately get a cloth. And again, you could use a microfiber cloth as well. And we're going to dry it off. You can't hurt me in my room. You can see it's done a really good job removing that mold that was on here. Yeah, see, it seems like it's done a good job making it more renewed, if you can see. You can't hurt me in my room. You can't hurt me in my cocoon. Okay, I'm gonna let that dry for about 30 minutes, and then I'm gonna come back over and brush on my extra virgin olive oil or coconut oil over it. All right, now it's been 30 plus minutes and our leather vest here is completely dry. The only thing that you need now is extra virgin olive oil, preferably. Again, like I said, you can use coconut oil as well, but usually everybody's got extra virgin olive oil. And what we're going to do is we're going to put 1 coat of extra virgin olive oil over the surface of the dry leather, and that will preserve it. Get you a little brush. Technically you can use cotton balls, but let's face it, a brush will be better, and you could use like a regular paintbrush that you have at home, just remember to throw it away afterwards, not use it on food afterwards. So as you can see here, the leather is really dry, so it's going to be difficult for it to soak up this olive oil. So you have to be very liberal in the amount that you put on it. And of course, this is going to help protect the leather when you're wearing it out in the elements, and protect it from getting extreme heat, extreme cold. It'll help prevent cracks and further damage.
You can't hurt me, hit my good. Talk to me, visions, temptation.
And it'll also too help with the uniformity of color. So for example, if you notice here where I had writing here on the center there of the jacket, when I was a kid, it was darker. So it's going to help with the uniformity of the leather, make the leather color look more uniformed throughout the whole product. All right, I'm going to let my leather vest sit for maybe half a day or a whole day drying, and then I want to show you the end product. All right, so I let this vest, I put olive oil on the whole coat with the brush as you saw, and it turned out in pretty good condition. It could probably dry a little bit more, and these little tan spots here you can probably touch up with a little bit more olive oil. Now like I said, you can use coconut oil. You could also use Vaseline, petroleum jelly. A little light cover is also good for it that you can use. But all in all, I'm very happy with the refurbish of this leather vest. And again, you can do this on shoes, pants, and coats, anything that has 100% leather. And again, this is genuine 100% leather. Let me know in the comments section if it's working for you, and what article of clothing do you have? Do you have shoes? Do you have a vest? Do you have a coat, pants, shirt? What do you have? All right, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe.